I have a lot of grit and a lot of resilience.
People still believe कि घर में जब लड़का पैदा होता है तो खुशियाँ ज़्यादा मनती हैं, लड़की पैदा होती है तो
Correct.
उतनी नहीं मनती.
From being a CEO's wife to having the best of luxury in every state of the world, I was a single mother of 2 kids.
Only thing which you see in front is I need to get food on it.
Emotionally, financially, in every sense of the word, I had hit rock bottom. It just so happened that I landed up in ICU, not once but twice. My doctor, a very popular gynecologist, and we're sitting across the table and she's telling me, I would still recommend that you terminate the pregnancy.
At that month, तो जहाँ लड़की ने 18 साल क्रॉस किए, शादी करा दी.
There is a very futuristic vision to the way army people see things. Women are respected a lot.
How was your journey into your corporate world?
The world of advertising fascinated me. The world of storytelling fascinated me. So I really took to that. Be good at what you know and do it extremely well. That's been my mantra. I don't want to call it work-life balance, but the word that we use is work-life integration. But my first job was as an air hostess.
So who was your go-to person? जिंदगी एक किताब का चैप्टर नहीं होती. यहाँ कोई रूल्स नहीं होते, ना कोई रेडीमेड आंसर्स होते हैं. कभी रिश्ते छूट जाते हैं तो कभी सपने. लेकिन कोई लोग ऐसे होते हैं जो इस तूफानों के आगे भी उठ के खड़े हो जाते हैं. आज हमारे साथ एक ऐसी शख्सियत है जो एक माँ है, एक लीडर है और एक बेमिसाल फाइटर है. जिमको की चीफ मार्केटिंग ऑफिसर, 2 बच्चों की सुपर मॉम और एक ऐसी औरत जिन्होंने अपनी हार को भी जीत में बदल दिया. दोस्तों, वेलकम टू अ ब्रांड न्यू एपिसोड ऑफ डॉग डायरीज विद अनस्टॉपेबल पल्लवी पांडे. Namaste Pallavi, welcome to Dog Diaries.
Namaste Preeti, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
It is a pleasure to host you on Dog Diaries. So without wasting a minute, we will deep dive not into your professional but into your personal life. लेकिन उसके पहले जो मेरा फेवरेट क्वेश्चन है, जो मैं अपने हर पार्टिसिपेंट जो यहाँ आता है उनसे पूछती हूँ कि I and the audience want to know who is Pallavi beyond her titles and accolades.
Right. So, if I were to describe myself in 3 words, it'll be more than 3 words. It'll be 3 sentences, in fact. But yeah, I think I'm a person with a very, very positive outlook. I really, I'm able to see the white cloud within the dark clouds also. And I'm deeply rooted in spirituality. I think that is something which is like, sort of actually evolved over time. And third, if I were to call it, I have a lot of grit and a lot of resilience. So I think that is what keeps me going. And as you rightly said, that's what creates the fighting spirit.
Fighter, yes. So Pallavi, wow, very beautiful introduction, no doubt. And yes, you have lived up to that to date. We have known each other for quite a long time.
Yes.
And yeah, I've seen you going through that also. So I am the one to validate that. So let's take you back into your childhood. तो आप बैंगलोर की तो है नहीं
जी.
आपकी पैदावार जो है वो नॉर्थ की तरफ में है.
जी.
So would you be gracious enough to tell us and our audience कि आपका बचपन कैसा था?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I mean, childhood is what defines people, right? So मेरी पैदाइश लखनऊ की है. And after that, my father decided to join army. So we stayed in Mumbai for some time with my grandparents. And we are 3 of us, 3 siblings. So I'm the eldest, and then I have a sister and a brother. उसके बाद actually when we moved back to Kanpur, and I stayed with my grandparents. तो मेरे काफ़ी बचपन का काफ़ी समय अपने grandparents के साथ निकला है. While my parents were traveling across the country.
They were working.
Dad was in the army.
Oh.
So they were all across the country. They were traveling with my 2 other siblings and stuff. So I was the child who stayed with grandparents. So I have like lovely memories and great sort of bond with I had great bond with my grandfather as well. Growing up, and he was like my father figure. So I like really have.
How many years you were with your grandparents?
About 7-8 years.
7-8 years.
Yeah,
from
7-8 years.
From around 4-5 years.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, so पूरा बचपन ही
पूरा almost बचपन का जो maximum part था वो नाना नानी के पास निकला है.
तो
वो भी कानपुर में. And कानपुर ऐसी जगह थी जिसमें while I was studying in the best of schools, but I think Kanpur as a city is like sort of still hardcore UP. So
जो वहाँ की I would not say the city is very beautiful.
Yes.
Kanpur, Lucknow, but yeah, still we are little behind in terms of you know, thought processes and
That's
all.
right.
I don't know, अभी भी मैंने देखा है recently also that people still believe, for an instance I'll give you, I don't know if it was true at that time also, कि people still believe कि घर में जब लड़का पैदा होता है तो खुशियाँ ज़्यादा मनती हैं, लड़की पैदा होती है तो
Correct.
उतनी नहीं मनती।
बिल्कुल सही बात है। वो एक्चुअली उस टाइम पे स्पेशली व्हेन वी वर ग्रोइंग अप, तब ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा प्रोमिनेंट था कि लड़कों को लड़का होने के बाद ही लगता था कि फैमिली कंप्लीट हुई, एक वो फीलिंग आती है। दूसरा, आई वाज लाइक सॉर्ट ऑफ फ्रॉम अ स्टैंड पॉइंट ऑफ एक्चुअली सोसाइटल एक्सेप्टेंस आल्सो, आई वाज अ डार्क किड। So
You're a dark kid.
I was a
ऐसा तो
dark
लग
kid.
नहीं रहा देख के, लाइट भी नहीं इतनी है यहाँ पे।
No, but I was a dark kid.
हाँ।
So typically in UP, the fair is beautiful.
वाह, वो तो
So
100%
that
है।
was also another challenge that I faced growing up, because I think everybody was sort of very typical that fair is beautiful and dark is like, okay,
So
sort
how
of
are your siblings? Fair?
they're fair. I mean, they've taken after my mom, so
अच्छा,
they're
शुरू
fair.
में, लेकिन अभी भी now I'll take a step back because today I can't say you are not fair.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
मतलब जैसे अगर on a lighter note I would say
Yeah.
कि did you do some ad for Fair and Lovely or sort of
Oh,
thing?
no.
No, jokes apart.
Yeah, I
yes.
think we would, as you
used to
growing up,
play
you
out.
play out
हाँ.
outdoor and all of that. So I think the transition also happens when you grow up. I think that's what it was. But at that point in time, growing as a childhood during the childhood phase, I grew up with three of my mamas who were actually very tomboyish. So I was very tomboyish in my outlook. I would always think like a guy, think like a boy. And I would try to do everything what they were doing. So I was like, that was my setup. So while I had my sister and brother, I would meet them probably 2 months in a year. But that was growing up in Kanpur. It was pretty
So that
interesting.
means they used to live with your parents and you used to live with your grandparents.
I used to live with my grandparents for the longest time.
So,
Yeah.
oh, so how was your relation with your sibling? Were you close, or were you like, because when you don't live together, you
Yeah.
don't know their ways of
That's
conduct
right.
and
Yes,
their
yeah.
likes and dislikes. So
Yeah.
was that disconnect was there for some years?
So what happened was, when I moved back with my parents, that was when I was about 13 years of age, and that's when you're hitting teenage and stuff.
teenagers,
So
yeah.
that's right. So that was a very interesting transition for me, and a very challenging one to say, because Kanpur mein to I was a princess. I was like sort of,
because Nana Nani ke paas rehte
yeah,
to
I was super pampered.
princess,
I was the
yeah.
only child. Everything that I would say would
and now
get
you
done.
are one among
And
the
then
three.
I was like one among three, and I was all shared. It was like I still remember my grandmother used to make sort of, okay, I'm making breakfast for you. I'll make 2 for you, 2 for another friend of mine or yours, and 2 for another friend of yours. And when I came back here, I told my mom the same thing. I said, listen, I want 6. मुझे 6 चपाती बना के दो. And they were like, beta, you have 2, I have 2 other kids. आपके पास 2 है, आपको उसको share करना है, आपको खुद खाना है, whatever you want to do with it, that's fine. But that's all you have. So it was a huge mindset shift. Second, I already had that thing, right? That sort of I'm not I'm not going to do well in the beauty space, because obviously I'm
how
the
were
ugly
you in
duckling.
academics? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Yeah.
Because how were you in academics when compared to your siblings?
So that was another challenge, because I came from a mindset of a very average kind of a performance. Because Kanpur mein that was acceptable and that was supposed to be good. But when I came there, my brother and sister were toppers. So
उधर भी हमको लगा कि okay,
and then I was like, oh God,
करें?
I have no hope, I have no future.
Yes.
So I grew up with a lot of complex, and I always thought that maybe my space is going to be more in the tomboy space. I was more into bikes and cars and sort of actually all of that.
Right.
So so with that,
anything changed in your teenager, when you were a teenager and started living with your siblings and your parents, like coming from grandparents, you said, to parents, you had the change. Did any incident happen in your teenager which made you, rethink about yourself and say, yes, I am great?
Yeah. So it was very interesting that you say that, because when you come from a place like UP and in a place like Chennai, UP में are mostly we communicate in Hindi. हम हिंदी में ही सारी बातें करते हैं. So हिंदी में सोचते हैं, इंग्लिश लिखना भी है तो लिखने में बहुत अच्छा करेंगे हम लोग, बट बोलने को इतना अच्छा
नहीं होता,
इतनी कंफर्ट नहीं होती थी उस टाइम,
क्योंकि सभी लोग अपने आसपास सब हिंदी में ही बात कर रहे हैं.
सब हिंदी में बात करते हैं. So it was like a very accepted scenario. now cut to Chennai. So,
I know, total transition.
yeah,
जहाँ
so,
हिंदी कोई बोलता ही नहीं है.
हाँ, तो हिंदी ना बोलते हैं ना समझते हैं.
हाँ.
So first 1-2 साल मुझे लगा कि sort of how am I going to cope with this,
हाँ.
because it was very difficult.
Right.
There came a point of time where I would just keep quiet because I was not able to communicate enough in Hindi. तो हिंदी में बात उतनी ही हो पाती, I mean English में बात उतनी ही हो पाती थी, और हिंदी में sort of every word would come out in Hindi.
Yes.
So it used to be like really tricky that how do I actually create friends? How do I create a support system? How do I create that ecosystem? So that became very, very challenging the first few years. So फिर ऐसा, I mean, as a, you also have coping mechanisms. So I started like actually thinking in English, writing a lot more.
You adapt.
Yeah, you're talking to myself in front of a mirror कि English में कैसे बात करनी चाहिए. I mean, now you see me. It's hard for me to talk in Hindi now.
I know. I remember when I speak to you at times, we normally converse in English.
Yes, that's
but
right.
But not pure Hindi.
Not pure Hindi. हाँ.
True that.
तो उस समय वही actually challenge मैं face कर रही थी कि कैसे मैं English में बात करूँ. I was selected as a school captain and they asked me to come and give a speech in English. And I was like, okay.
You thought in English or did you think in Hindi?
I was still thinking in Hindi. So I was like, okay, I just said thank you and I came off. And I still remember those days. And I was like, damn, what was I doing? But yeah, I think that was
one thing
that was a very challenging phase for me, because I was like trying to get accepted in the home,
and in the environment.
And in the larger environment, trying to create friends without communicating in the language they were comfortable with. But it was a bit of a challenge for a 13-year-old to be struggling with all this in their heads. That I'm not, I'm not good enough. I can't communicate in a language which everybody's understanding. Will I be accepted? Having all those inferiority complexes, it was a bit of a transition to be able to move out of that and to be able to create your own identity, which I think it took a few years to happen. So एक तो ये हिंदी का challenge था, दूसरा sort of already that complex कि you're not pretty enough or whatever, and then on top of that there was also this thing. My mom had a rule in the house, बच्चों के सिर्फ boycott होंगे.
So हाँ,
सारे
ताकि उनको चोटी ना करनी पड़े,
जिसमें चोटी ना करनी पड़े, मेंटेनेंस कम हो. So I still remember चेन्नई में where everybody would have like वो पूरी गुथी हुई चोटी and नारियल का तेल and everything else. I had a mushroom cut. So it was rather hilarious because I would be trying to get into a ladies special bus. And somebody would pull my shirt from back saying that, hey, this is lady special. What are you trying to do?
Oh my God. It was that haircut.
Yeah, it was that short a haircut.
Oh my.
And that was another sort of challenge. So when we grew our hair and sort of actually moved to that phase, people wouldn't recognize us because for the longest time,
they had like tomboyish hair and tomboyish attitude.
They had seen us with short hair and sort of dark complexion and all of that.
I know, must be a very exciting time actually, I would say. A tough and an exciting time.
Tough, interesting. Yeah.
In those years, we are either close to our mom or either dad. So who was your go-to person, Sandhati?
So Preeti, actually growing up, मेरे नाना जी के साथ जो bond मेरा बना था बचपन में, he was like literally like my king. And for him, I was like the princess. मुंह से कुछ निकला वो बात पूरी कर.
वो तो होते हैं नाना नानी को कहते हैं सूद से ज़्यादा नहीं, हाँ सूद से मूल से ज़्यादा सूद प्यारा होता है.
Correct. But then when I shifted to my mother's place, I mean, mom also favorite होती थी, but typically you would think that you would take to your father.
Yeah, girls take to their father, boys take to their mom.
Yeah, but it was totally 100% mom for all of us, not just me, but I think for my other siblings as well.
Like father was like, okay, he's there.
He's there, yeah, he plays the role of a father. But I think mom all the more because she was she was much ahead of her time. She's that strong a woman. She's always pushed us to think positive. She's always pushed us to take up challenges beyond ourselves. She's had the vision to see what we could not see. I think, and as kids, that really helps you shape.
Yeah, you look up
your
to
personality.
That person. Any problem, even from the minutest one, you just go and share.
Yeah. So I think I owe a lot. I mean, not just me. I think my siblings as well. We owe a lot of our personality. जो हम हैं, वो हमारे माँ के. I mean, that's thanks to our mom. So in that way, because if she was not seeing me taking up a certain profession and she had not pushed me there, or she had not actually seen the positivity, when there are times where we wanted to give up. There were times where you were in a hectic job and say like, hey, listen, abhi nahi hoga. And she'll like, no, you can do it. There's nobody else who can do it better than you. So the positivity and the vision that she has helped us actually bring through is commendable. I think, we really look up to her even till date. Whenever we are stuck, we'll go back to our mom and like, mom, we are in trouble.
मतलब कहते ना कि एक्चुअली यू आर उस सेइंग को आप पूरा कर रहे हो कि भगवान के बाद अगर कोई भगवान है तो माँ है.
Correct, absolutely. So we've been very privileged to have a mother like her.
Trust me, today, it's a very nice things which keep coming on WhatsApp and all these Insta, that if you have a phone which rings mom and dad, then you're the luckiest person on earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
100%. Yeah.
yes. So let's come back now. थोड़ा emotional हो गया था. Let's come back and we will. Now you are growing up.
Right.
So how was that teenager and entering into this 16, 17, 18 like that? That time period, how was it? Did you said you changed because you grew your hair and you started looking beautiful?
I would think so.
So how was that period of life?
Yeah. There again, there was a very interesting twist.
Okay.
I had like majors, physics, chemistry, biomath and stuff. But despite all that, I started pursuing a hobby into modeling. And
modeling?
In
घर में
modeling.
allowed था?
I mean, because parents were into army, so army ka mindset is a lot more.
It's very liberal.
Very liberal.
Yeah.
If you see all the previous Miss Indias, a lot of them come from an army background.
Right.
So I think culturally, army brings you, into a world forum rather than just becoming very
true
local.
that. मतलब army में जो लोग हैं, they're little matured enough for their age also, and they're very broad-minded.
Broad-minded, absolutely. So I think women are respected a lot. Second, also the fact that there is a very futuristic vision to the way army people see things. They also are, I mean, overall, if you see army, they have a very positive mindset. So I think that really helped me, and that also helped my parents nudge me in that direction.
So,
they said
so
that
you took that plunge of your hobby by your own self.
Again, thanks to mom also.
Okay. So how was
she played
it?
a vital
Please
role.
explain. I'm not quite interested.
Yeah, I mean, it was just that a contest came my way, beauty contest, beauty pageant. And that's when I said, okay, let's give it a try. So there's no harm in trying. And I think somewhere subconsciously, it always plays in your mind that you're not the pretty one, right?
मतलब वो होता है ना, वो अंदर बैठ जाता है कहीं ना कहीं अंदर.
So I think somewhere subconsciously, even I took it up as a challenge to say that, hey, listen, dark can also be beautiful, or sort of. It's
so you primed yourself.
Yeah, I mean, maybe subconsciously. I mean, I don't think I was mature enough to be able to see it that way.
So how old were you then?
I was about 16, 15,
oh,
16.
That was a small. Still, that age is not that, you don't, the maturity doesn't seep in.
That's right, yeah. So 15, 16 is when I did my first beauty pageant. And वहाँ पे चेन्नई में एक JJTV करके होता था. So उसमें मैंने participate किया था and I won that. And उसके बाद I won another one which is the Coast Guard field.
Oh my God! So you are a winner of many beauty pageants.
Yeah. So then I was like, then the ball was rolling.
Yeah. Like, hey, then the world is your stage, sort of a thing.
Yeah, that's right.
The confidence must have gone 400%.
Yeah.
I am one of beauty pageant, and even your siblings must be looking up to you.
Yeah. So, and in fact, since that entire journey started, I also participated in Femina Miss India.
Wow.
And Godrej Synthol Supermodel of the World back then. It's quite some time back. But yeah, I participated in all these.
कमाल है. और modeling के बाद यहाँ पर marketing. Okay, we'll traverse that journey also. Please continue.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a pretty interesting thing to be able to get to that stage and really walk the ramp along with the top models of
How
India.
was it feeling?
Yeah. So I was the North Zone finalist. I did not participate in the finals, but I think that just the fact that I was on that stage, I was in that forum, and I was being recognized through the through whatever I was doing in modeling.
Yes.
I think that was really I think it was very heartwarming for me. There were about 2-3 years where I invested quite some time in modeling, and while
छोड़ा क्यों फिर उसको?
I realized that, I mean, I think maybe subconsciously again it was to make a point, and I didn't see myself very, very long term because I always knew that glamour also had a sort of a negative side.
So you didn't want to continue in the glamour world and the modeling world?
I think I was also very young at that point in time, and the choice was that, and again, one of the things that my mother also said was, if you're pretty, you will continue to be pretty at 24 also. So why don't you finish your studies and then sort of then decide what you want to do if you want to pursue modeling again. So that was also a very important transition point for me. Again, as a child, I saw myself as a pilot. For some reason, I was super fascinated to becoming a pilot.
तो अच्छा मॉडलिंग के बाद पायलट बनना था हमको?
नहीं, modeling was like, again, as you said,
as a hobby.
It was a hobby.
हाँ,
It was
तो,
a
but
hobby.
your profession you looked at.
I wanted to be a pilot,
Okay.
and I applied for CPL also.
Oh.
But again, it was a very expensive course at that point of time, and so I was like, okay, let's take a back seat there. Let's not do that. So, and in fact, my first job was as an air hostess. So
my God, from a model to an air hostess now.
I keep joking and saying that, listen, I wanted to be a pilot, but I landed at the back seat. So.
Okay, so you were studying, and now let's go back to your studies. So you completed your studies, then you did your graduation. Graduation in?
I did my graduation, and then actually I simultaneously kept pursuing, couple of courses in terms of, trying to do an IAS course, trying to, sort of apply an IAS.
कुछ दिमाग में नहीं था कि मुझे क्या करना है?
Management. I think what's important is that as a child, and that's something which I believe is an ideology a lot, that sometimes it takes a little while for you to figure out what is it that you want to do, to find out what's your calling.
Right.
And I really wasn't too interested in sort of studies per se, but I think as a child itself, storytelling was very interesting to me. I really used to take to it. I used to make greeting cards and used to name it Pallavi Productions Private Limited back then. And I used to like really sort of write a lot of poetry, a lot of essays.
So you were into more of content and writing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, not maybe verbal storytelling, because verbal storytelling, actually even written storytelling was not a profession back then.
Right.
Content writing was not a profession back then. But
वहाँ तो खाली डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, सीए.
Absolutely, yeah.
उसके बाद आपको अगर आप उसमें फेल हो गए तो आप सेल्स में चले जाओ.
Yeah. And even pilot and becoming all of that was like not, especially for women as well. For girls growing up, it was very stereotypical.
Teacher बन जाओ, हाँ.
Yeah,
बच्चा कुछ है teacher ही.
Yeah. So I mean, and coming from the background that I was more tomboyish. I wanted to ride bikes. I wanted to, sort of, drive cars. So I mean, even if driving was racing was a great profession back then, I probably would have taken it.
So yeah, luckily, I wouldn't say unluckily, but yeah, you would have been a good, sports person.
Maybe, yeah, that's right.
Because your basic, interest lies in being a tomboy and exploring new things.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So how did you land up being an air hostess?
Land up being an air hostess was just by chance, and I still remember.
And which airlines were you an air hostess of?
That airline no longer exists. Okay. And in fact, it doesn't exist for a very long time now.
Okay.
I started with Sahara India Airlines.
Oh,
yeah.
अभी भी थी थोड़े दिन पहले.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And I was with them for a very brief time till I finished the training, and then I actually joined the airline. During the training, I felt like, hey, I'm getting towards my dream of becoming a pilot, because they teach you all technical stuff. Right? And then when actually I started doing the job, I'm like,
I know serving people and serving trays, and
it's a very hard job.
It looks very, very nice and glamorous, but actually
it's a very hard job. Yeah, that's right. And I was way too young, and I was like, hey, listen, I would want to. This is a juncture whether I want to decide whether I want to serve or be served. And maybe if I really put my head around it, I will be able to get something which I really, really enjoy doing. And that's when I discovered marketing. I think, sort of
MBA.
Yeah, I discovered marketing. I mean, basically, in terms of preparing for marketing, MBA itself, I knew that was the place that the world of advertising fascinated me. The world of storytelling fascinated me. So I really took to that. And therefore, my love for marketing started before I joined my MBA.
Around 18 to 20 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but अभी मैं आपको यहाँ पर रोकती हूँ, क्योंकि हम बड़े अच्छे से प्रोफेशनल में कूद रहे हैं और सब कुछ कर रहे हैं कि हम ये भी करेंगे वो भी करेंगे, but again we belong to a UP family.
Yes.
और वहाँ पर हमेशा होता है जहाँ लड़की ने 18 साल क्रॉस किए शादी करा दो.
Yeah.
Was that the scenario in your family too?
18 नहीं, but 22.
ठीक है, 22 क्रॉस कर रहे हैं.
Yeah.
So were they not pressurizing you to get married?
Yeah. That's a very
normal thing in our
It's pretty acceptable, absolutely. And I think सारे जो बच्चे यूपी में बड़े हुए हैं, especially girls, a lot of them would have gone through this.
Yeah, everyone till date. To
certain
date,
age.
I would say, yeah,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
right.
So आपको भी
So
नहीं छोड़ा
22 से
गया.
मैंने बहुत लोगों को देखना चालू कर दिया था.
So you, your parents made sure that you
Yeah.
have to get married.
Yeah, that's right. I still remember meeting a Lucknow person and like, and this was during my MBA. So उनसे बात कर रही थी and उन्होंने बोला बाकी सब तो ठीक है but आपको MBA अभी खत्म करके यहाँ पे आना पड़ेगा.
हाँ.
And I was like, okay. I was like, Dad, where have you got me?
Yes. So
So
ऐसे ऐसे इंसिडेंट सबकी लाइफ में होते हैं या कि you have to
yeah,
meet people. लड़की को बढ़ा दिया जाता है, देखो बात करो
correct,
and all
correct.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone goes through it. You
yeah,
also
yeah,
went through it.
absolutely. So I think somewhere I decided that listen, I'm going to marry good, bad, ugly, whatever decision I take, it's going to be someone of my choice. So I think that's a decision I took early on. That I mean, I don't want to be going back and telling my parents, hey, listen, you chose the wrong person for me. If I chose the wrong person, it would be on me. So that's a decision I took back then, saying that, hey, listen, I mean, so eventually I got married when I was about 26 years.
26,
age,
yeah. So now we are married. So how was life after marriage?
Yeah.
Both your personal and professional.
I think जब बड़े हो रहे होते हैं तो हमारे दिमाग में ये you know sort of we groom that way, right? कि you keep your family first and you always prioritize family, kids, and whether it's your career or your spouse's career, you actually have to like sort of compromise. I think that's the mindset we all grow up
हम
with.
लोग को, yeah, everyone,
Somewhere,
all the girls.
yeah. All the girls have that mindset. So I still remember making like sort of major shifts in my career. I actually stopped working for a bit just to make sure that you know sort of I'm aligning with my husband's movement across the world. So yeah, I think that is something which a very typical Indian mindset that we have to actually be when we don't look at things as partners, we look at things as you know sort of a woman making the sacrifices. Especially in our times, that was always the case. You know, women always making the sacrifices and stuff. So I did a lot. I did a lot in my marriage, you know, in terms of, and I'm blessed with two beautiful kids. They're both teenagers now.
A boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl, yeah. Girl and a boy, actually.
Yeah, girl and a boy. Girl is the elder one.
That's right. And I think there came a point in time where, I mean, we were very successful. We were doing extremely well. And I had started my own business, and the business was not taking off. And we were actually in a very comfortable place. We had like the luxury cars, the world. We had like you know the best of the houses to live in, two beautiful kids, a lovely family, and all of that. But I think somewhere I realized that you know things were not working out, or you know, sort of I actually made the choice of moving out and setting up things all by myself.
With your kids?
With my kids alone. So there was a point in time where from being a CEO's wife to having the best of luxury in every state of the world, I was a single mother of two kids. So
must be a very scary and a very emotional journey.
It was a very tough journey because I think, as you rightly said, emotionally, financially
makes a bigger difference.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. सब इमोशनल पीछे रह जाता है लेकिन जब पता है कि आगे you
Yeah.
don't have that luxury which you were there.
That's right.
So yeah.
So emotionally, financially, in every sense of the word, I had hit rock bottom. It was really a very tough phase. And 2 months later, when I did the move, I did that for my peace of mind. But when I did the move, and I realized that, hey, what have I done? Sort of, is this even the right
thought
thing?
back also कि मैंने जैसे you're saying ना, you're
Yeah.
just thinking again, सही है गलत है 4 बार अपने दिमाग में आता है because our mindset is also primed like that.
Yes.
गलत किया सही किया गलत किया सही किया दिमाग में यही चलता रहता है.
Yeah.
लेकिन but how was it with you?
It was very tough. Actually, there came a point in time because my kids were also used to that lifestyle. They were both studying in very high funda international schools. And there came a point in time where just to pay one term's fee, I had to break all my savings, all the deposits which I had for the last so many years. And that's when I really hit rock bottom.
इस वक्त you can't sleep at night. The journey, I know, getting food on the table must be your primary concern. Actually.
Yes.
क्योंकि जितना इंडियन वुमेन के मेरे को जैसा लगता है, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, कि हमारे जो शादी होती है तो पेरेंट्स जो हमको देते हैं वो सब हम अपने बांट देते हैं अपने पतियों के बीच में because we don't keep everything to ourselves.
Yeah.
It becomes a joint thing. And when you move out, for example, were you also financially little bit,
Yeah.
shaken up and everything, as you said?
That's right.
So how did how did you come back on your feet? Because today, when I look at you, I see a a woman who has broken all that, कि होगा, जो हो रहा है होगा, but I will make it happen.
Yes.
That strength I'm seeing in you. So how was that journey, Pallavi?
It was very tough, Preeti. And I think that time I had a lot more, as I said, resilience, a lot more grit. Somewhere in my heart, I believe that I can make things happen. So that I continued with that spirit. But it was really, really tough because after taking a career break for a bit and after doing my own business and probably failing, not making it into a successful venture, just getting back to work also was a very tough thing.
I know.
I still remember when I got my first job,
Yeah.
I was not working directly for a company.
Yeah.
I was working for a partner who was working for the company. So, and at a very menial salary, like, you know,
बस करना तो है हमको बस.
menial salary, like, you know, literally just enough to, and I mean, if I quote that, you'll be like, oh my God, you know, sort of,
Hand to mouth.
literally. And I had a few consultancy assignments, and as I was mentioning, I actually, when I paid that first term fees of my kids, I had zero, like literally 8,000 bucks in my account. And that's probably the first and the last time I called up my parents and I said, listen, I'm broke. I don't know how to sustain the house for the next 1 month, but I'm broke.
Trust me, लोग कहते हैं ना कि I understand, but I'm telling you, I understand. The same thing we all went. I also went through the same. So I can absolutely relate what you're going through. But then we come out strong.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So then let's go to a professional thing. अब बहुत personal हो गया. अब हमको तो खाना लाना ही है टेबल पे.
Yeah.
By hook or by crook, we have to get food on the table because emotions don't play any role when your kid asks, मम्मी ये चाहिए, किताबें चाहिए, मम्मा ये चाहिए सामान. तो you automatically, you know, everything takes a back seat.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then the only thing which you see in front is, I need to get food on the table.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how was that journey? That must be tough, as you said that you were working for a person who was working for a firm.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and then you give it your 100%. You must have done the same there.
Yeah. So I was actually sitting on multiple consultancy assignments, literally sort of working day and night. Daytime doing my regular job, in the night writing blogs.
My God.
writing blogs.
ये सब बच्चों को ना सुनना चाहिए. बेटा हम लोग के बच्चों को सुनना चाहिए और बोलना चाहिए कि you know what happens? They don't see the struggle behind it.
Yes.
They see the outcome.
Yes, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, the reason for this is actually also that, you know, people understand this platform is people understand the struggles, the achievements.
Yeah.
The achievements don't come free.
Yes.
It comes with struggles, and which we also forget. You know, today if you're talking, you must be, you know, recapitulating everything back, but normal days में तुम भूल जाती होगी.
Yeah. I mean, I think now that you're asking me about it, I'm reminiscing the time.
Yeah, imagine.
It's about 10-15 years, 10 years back.
No, kids should listen.
Yes.
माँ ने क्या क्या रात रात जग के blog लिखे.
Blog लिखे. That's right, yeah.
I know.
But it was hard, and also because, I mean, to get back to a hardcore corporate life, really needed me to upskill.
Right.
And really needed me to have a lot of people believing in me, you know, sort of. And I was, and also to be able to create a personal brand for myself. And again, the fact that I come from a marketing background, I understood the importance of all of this.
So did you do any extra courses?
Absolutely,
or any extra?
Yes, I did a lot
to upskill
of.
yourself?
Yeah. I did all because when I had actually stopped working in a hardcore corporate and had taken up my entrepreneur journey, I had actually left marketing in a time where it was all traditional marketing. And then when I joined back, it was all digital. So
I know.
It was a big shift, and it required me to be able to shift my mindset, to be able to acquire new skills and really upskill myself, and to be able to move to a place where I'm actually either at par or like better than people in the industry. So I could be a choice to be chosen for a particular role as such. And as I said, so upskilling was one of the routes that I took. I really worked hard in terms of taking up as many courses as possible. Every single course, you know, so theoretically I knew it all. Practically, I started taking up assignments with a lot of my friends in their small and medium enterprises, small businesses, other things. Second, I also started investing in personal branding. And again, using LinkedIn and other social media forums to be able to talk about the work that you do. And that's something which I keep telling women a lot, that listen, you have to build a brand for yourself, especially women who are trying to come back to work after a career break, or you know, or if they've started their own business, or if they've had kids. I am a big supporter there because I've gone through this very rough journey, and I really believe that women should be financially independent and all of that, and also I believe that they all should also invest in a lot of personal branding. I mean that's irrespective of whether you're a man or woman, but I think personal branding really helps to be able to establish yourself. And third, as I mentioned, you really need people to believe in you. And I was grateful enough, and I was happy, like privileged enough at that point of time to have a lot of my ex-bosses believing in me.
Wow.
So in fact, one of them called me and he said that he started doing a startup. He saw my LinkedIn post and he's like, "Hey, listen, I know you were doing a food startup earlier, and that's what had gone bust at that point in time. And I know you started a food startup, but I really want to sort of collaborate with you on a new venture." And I told him, so what do you want me to do? You want me to help you out with some digital marketing? I said, no, I want you to head marketing. What are you even asking?
And you must be like,
so yeah, I think
it was the happiest moment of your life.
It was a happy moment, and I was like pretty grateful that God had an intervention planned for me at that point in time, because I think somewhere you start doubting yourself, the confidence goes down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you remember, I think let's rewind that time when we were together and I was in the same position as you with traditional marketing outset, and you were the one. Actually, today, to be very frank, you are the only person I have to thank who made me learn in a different way. Preeti, digital marketing seekho. So you are the person who taught me ki padho. So yeah, as you said that you are an advocate of that and you have done that, and humbled and grateful.
No, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so-
Preeti. You heard me. I
Yeah,
think.
I know.
And I was in a position to be able to share.
Yeah,
the
that
knowledge with
was
you.
actually very true. Because we stopped learning.
Yeah.
I also did that. I stopped learning and I thought marketing to mujhe aati hai, because I feel that I know marketing, but no, you have to upskill yourself.
Absolutely right.
And today's world is changing second by second.
That's so true, and that's exactly what I keep. I mean, if I think that I've made a difference in any woman's life, by sharing my story,
I can tell you that.
You're being kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think any woman's life, or being able to serve as an inspiration to any one of them through any part of whatever I've gone through any part of my journey, whether it's personal or professional, I'm really happy to be able to make that difference.
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing with this talk show is also a great medium to be
so
able to.
everything, I would not say boils down, melts down to the fact that I learned everything from you. I always tell everyone, not even you, whoever says it, Pallavi ne sikhaya tha.
Oh, so humbled. Yeah, really nice to hear that.
So Pallavi, अभी तो हम तब now we are entering into that phase कि जहाँ हमें grow होना है.
Yes.
And there's no option. That's only one road, and you have to walk the road.
Yeah.
So how was your journey into your corporate world?
I won't say it was easy. It was hard because you're actually pitching against a lot of odds. Second, you're also playing against your mind, where you're saying that, hey, listen, am I really ready for this? I think that imposter syndrome really comes in. Whether sort of, are you ready for this? Are you ready to take this on? And then you also have to look at a fine balance between work and home, because you have two kids back there.
So I'm going to stop you here.
Yes.
Just a question which is normally क्या होता है, अगर हमको ऑफिस ठीक चलाना है तो हमारा घर ऑटोमेशन पे चलना चाहिए.
Yes, yeah.
So how did you manage that before entering into this? We'll enter into your corporate journey, but how did you manage that कि घर ठीक ठाक, because एक बच्चा नहीं है,
Yeah,
दो बच्चे हैं, तब उनकी एज क्या थी दोनों की?
They were very little. They were about 4 or my younger one was 4.5, 5, and my daughter was about 8.
हाँ, so इतने बड़ा भी नहीं था कोई, तो दोनों को छोड़ के जाना to a office and पूरे दिन रहना, and फिर रात को आना और काम एक्स्ट्रा काम करना, that you're not paying attention to them. You want to give time, but money is more important than time.
Writing the blogs at night. Yeah, I used to wait for them to sleep.
So how did you manage that कि घर ठीक ठाक चलना चाहिए?
Yeah. So I think one of the things that working women always need to do is have that environment which is supporting them, right? The ecosystem which helps them to be able to do I don't want to call it work-life balance, but the word that we use is work-life integration.
Work-life integration.
Yeah, because that is something which women need support in. So I think the fact that I chose a house which is close to my office meant that अगर मेरे बच्चे को हॉस्पिटल लेके जाना है, so मैं ऑफिस के बीच में 1 घंटा आके उसको ऑफिस लेके चली गई. And Saturdays को हमारा कई बार ऑफिस वर्किंग होता था. So I used to tell them, listen, kids are going to be here. So,
I know.
so that flexibility, I think the office also, you need to understand. And since it was a startup and I had co-founded that startup along with my other colleagues, I created those flexibilities for myself, and that really helped me in those 3-4 years to be able to really balance home and an infrastructure like this.
And you also kept some help at home.
You need that support. You need that support, all kind of support. हमारे यहाँ कहावत है कि एक विलेज चाहिए होता है to raise a child. You need a village to raise a child.
पालने के लिए पूरा.
So if you don't have a village, you create a village. So I had people I had a sort of a creche in the same apartment that I was living in.
I know. My kid also went there.
Yes, and I had like help at home, paid help. I also felt that paid help was the best help, of course. Like
एक क्वेश्चन होता है कि हम जब ये सब कर तो लेते हैं, लेकिन अल्टीमेटली जब अंदर से यू आर अ मॉम, when you leave in the morning and you see both of your kids sleeping or maybe saying मम्मा नहीं जाओ, तो that thing कहते हैं ना कचोड़ता है अंदर से कि यार मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, I should just sit with them. Did it happen to you also?
And I did happen to me, and I always took the tough route. जहाँ पे मेरे colleagues 2 दिन की ट्रिप के लिए जा रहे होते थे, I used to push myself to do a very early morning and come back very late night. I still remember I had gone to Ahmedabad, to one of the prestigious colleges, to do hiring, and I really pushed myself. I took a very, very early morning flight, 5 o'clock flight, and I came back at 2 o'clock. So that means 2 nights of no sleeping and really, really distressed. I came back because also I also realized my daughter was running temperature. And I had to stay up all night, taking care of her, coming back from such a hectic thing. So there are crazy times.
We don't even remember those struggles because now when we are at a very good place and now you are there, तो वो सब चीजें back of the mind कहीं छुप जाती है because कहते हैं ना बुरे टाइम जब अच्छा टाइम आता है तो बुरे टाइम हम भूल ही जाते हैं किसी इंसान. But जब हम याद करें तो if you enumerate them, there will be multiple of those times where you would have thought कि हे भगवान ने छोड़ दूँ ये सब चीजें, मेरे को नहीं करना, let me just give up. हुआ होगा ना ऐसा?
Give up का option था नहीं. So I don't think a lot of single moms have that option at all.
I know we don't have. We have to just carry on.
We have to push the limit, push the envelope as much as possible.
Right.
And I mean, you have to at some point of time set the boundaries for yourself, even with the children. And that's something which I also learned to do. I also set boundaries with them, saying that, listen, your mother is working. You know your mother is a single mom. You have to understand what she can do, what she can't do. And while I can enable as much as possible, there will be times where I will be missing your PTM. There will be times where I will be missing your sports day, annual day, whatever. And that you'll have to be aware of. You'll have to be completely conscious of it. And I seek your cooperation. I think when you have that conversation with your children, they understand. They completely get on the same page. And I've seen the transformation happen in my children as well. They've really been my backbone in terms of supporting me and understanding my point of view and always looking at things from my lens.
Right.
It wasn't easy.
I know.
It took years of grooming and getting them to that place.
I know. Today we say it very proudly, but the time we had given that time, it was tough.
It was very tough, and I think especially when kids are growing up, that phase also is like, there was a point in time I used to pray God, my only birthday gift that I want is my children should not fall sick on that day. So I used to be like, oh God, that'll be my biggest birthday gift, because they used to be inevitably, because that was a weather change time. Inevitably, I will have to take either of them to the hospital for some reason or the other. So it's like, oh my God, let today be the day where I don't have to.
You have two, I have one. I know the same thing happened.
Yeah, and I have double whammy. So.
True that. So now you moved, then you went into a big multinational company also. Right, then you kept traversing, मतलब उसमें आपने grow करा, सब करा, and today you are in Jimco as a chief marketing officer. कितने साल की journey हो गई पल्लवी?
It's been quite a long journey. I think
overall, more than 20 years.
Yeah, over 22 years of working with I'm not counting in the break, but wow. 22 years of working
and learning in personal and professional.
Unlearning. Yeah, and sort of actually, sort of standing up for yourself, being a woman in a male-dominated kind of a place.
I was coming to that. Now you had chosen a profession. You have not had. Actually had. Yeah, you had chosen a profession as marketing. Joe, it's a male-dominated industry. You'll see very few females. Now females are taking, and even if there are females in marketing, they don't rise to the top.
Yes.
But you rose to a CMO level. So you must have had a lot of, dhakka mukki with the male members and say, move aside, I'm coming types.
Yeah.
ऐसा हुआ है?
So I think, thankfully for us, there is recognition of what women can get on board. And marketing, marketing is a little better than the other. Like, for example, sales, when you look at other professions, marketing is a little more, sort of, there's a good ratio of women here as well. Otherwise, if you're in Bangalore and if you're, sort of working here, the first thing they'll say is, hey, you're tech. So saying that you're in marketing and all of that, एक तो marketing लोगों को जल्दी से समझ में भी
नहीं आती. True.
So, but yeah, I think the fact that companies are becoming a lot more inclusive, that really helps. And second, to be able to be good at what you know and do it extremely well. That's been my mantra from sort of age old.
कभी ऐसा time आया कि the gender bias happened in your life, that you did everything and you knew that you are the one who's up for that, मतलब कहते हैं ना, accreditation कह लो या promotion कह लो, जो कह लो, acclamation कि हाँ जी मुझे होना चाहिए, but the other person got it just because of being of a different gender?
I won't say, I won't put it that way. It's not been that. I mean, I think what you're saying is life.
Yeah, yeah. So it is not gender specific.
It's not gender specific. Sort of, it could be anyone.
With anyone, yeah.
And
it happens with everyone actually.
A lot of time I've heard women say that sometimes women are women's worst enemy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are the ones who are seeding doubt and pulling each other down.
Yeah, normally nowadays I've seen that happening.
Yeah,
it's not the men who pull you down; it's the women who pull you down. Yeah.
But I think there is great strength in unity, and especially there's nobody who can understand what a woman is going through, whether it's sort of whether it's your hormonal thing or childbirth, or I don't think any male would understand you as much as a woman should. But as long as there is empathy, there is a will to be able to understand the other person.
Yeah.
But there is gap, and I think a lot more people are coming around that, coming out of their own insecurities which they impose on others. But still, there's a lot of work which needs to be done.
And even in these, what do you call, dark times, I would say, where a woman always pulls down a woman, there are some women who really uplift women also.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And I think we should be one of them.
Yeah. And I've been privileged enough again to be a mentor to a lot of young talent, young women who want to actually create a journey in either of the phases. But I think I've had the privilege, and I really believe that I really feel very happy when I'm doing that. I really feel fulfilled. And I really feel that, I'm able to add a little bit, as I mentioned earlier. So if I'm able to make a small difference in a person's life and really make them see things in a different way, I think I really feel very happy. That's for me is like, the biggest gain, more than being any designation that I hold. Absolutely. To be able to make a difference in a woman's life and to be able to make them believe in themselves more, shine and really go beyond the boundaries and try to break the glass ceiling, as we call it. Yes, I think for me that's a bigger achievement than any other designation.
And you are on the path, right path. So we have traversed your journey and काफी अच्छी जगह हम हैं. We are happy and everything. But कहते हैं ना, एक बहुत अच्छा statement होता है, man proposes, God disposes.
Yes.
तो हम अपने सोचते हैं हम बहुत अच्छी जगह, अब हम और आगे बढ़ेंगे और करेंगे. भगवान कहता है नहीं, रुक जा. So that step I think came in your life also. Not a very happy step, where I think your balance shifted of your personal health.
Yes.
So how was that and when was that?
Yeah. That's some advantage of having a doctor friend.
I know, I was there and you gave a scare of a life to me, trust me. Yeah. But yeah, I would want you to tell that story to our audience so that लोगों को लगता है ना कि पहुंच गए, अच्छा भाई मार्केटिंग की हेड है, क्या जिंदगी है, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा होगा, मेहनत करी होगी, सब करते हैं, हम भी, उसने भी करी होगी. बट ऐसा नहीं है. हर एक मिनट पे जो स्ट्रगल्स हम करते हैं, जिंदगी और मौत से भी लड़ते हैं, फिर भी हम वापस जाते हैं.
That's true. Yeah.
That is a very very different.
Yes.
So yes, please. Yeah. Would love to hear that story again, but I don't want you to repeat it again. That is all. The story tak theek hai.
Yeah. So it's been about a year that I've been in my new job, new role, and December of 2024 was quite that time where I really, till then I thought I had it all sorted. I had like sort of my kids are doing fine. my home is good. And again, I think from the fact that I had $8,000 in my account till now,
I know.
I think
A decent amount now.
I actually sort of transitioned pretty well. I bought my own house and sort of did the right things, ticked the right boxes, as I would call it. I thought I had it all sorted till actually then God intervenes, and as you rightly said, and says that, hey, listen, you need to prioritize something else. And it just so happened that I landed up in ICU not once but twice in December 2024, and which was a combination of factors, for combination of health reasons, like multiple things going wrong. But it was definitely a wake-up call for me, and sort of also the fact that you need to constantly prioritize yourself.
Your health before anything else.
Prioritize your well-being, prioritize your mental well-being, your physical well-being before anything else, before trying to sort of seek, go after ambition, go after anything else, or sort of trying to keep everything happy. I think everything just cascades down to how mentally and physically well you are. And that was a very grave
Wake-up call,
realization
yeah.
for me, that you landed up once
I
in
know,
cardiac
just
care unit and once in
twice, yeah.
ICU, for multiple sort of
I know
reasons.
so many reasons for that. You trust me, yeah. We forget, Pallavi, कि काम करते करते हमें लगता है we have become machines.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
we forget to stop.
Yeah, we forget
And
to
I think
stop and
at
pause.
times you are blessed that God.
I'm alive.
Yeah, yeah, that is very important.
Yeah.
That you are alive, but you are blessed that God didn't give you that thought. He just gave you a
Yeah,
prick.
that's
कि
right.
भाई सुन लो.
Yeah. But it took me 3 months to come out of it.
Yeah.
Even now,
You're recuperating still.
I'm still in a phase where I'm watching myself every day, and it took a lot of again, I mean, my grit and resilience, as I talk about, to be able to tell myself every day that I'm healthy, I'm fine, I will be able to overcome all that I've gone through, to not let that trauma of what happened haunt me after that. It's not been an easy journey.
Your daughter and your daughter, I would say,
Yes.
and obviously your son.
Yeah.
Your daughter played a very important role, I remember. And I think every kid of any mother should listen to this, that whenever your parent,
Yeah.
if you're alone at home, not you're a single mom, or you may be a full nuclear family or a joint family, if anyone falls sick that minute, or maybe faints or have a syncope or anything, you don't have to sit and cry that minute. You have to take action and call the ambulance,
That's
which you're
right.
not doing.
Yeah.
And I really, hats off to them.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
I would say that.
Yes,
because
yeah. My kids have been my rock, as I mentioned. Again, my family, friends, all of you have been very, very supportive. I think without you, I wouldn't have been here, sitting here and talking
God's being
in this chat show. But yeah, I think
so time to take a pause and walk slowly.
yeah, exactly. And do that every day. I think sort of. And when I said that I'm deeply rooted in spirituality,
I was coming to that.
Yeah.
How has this spirituality? The first line when we started this conversation, you said,
Yeah.
I would describe myself as a spiritual person.
That's right.
So now, how does this spirituality come? Did it, enhance itself? Ki, after this incident, it gave you that real feeling?
Yeah, no, actually, it was again a wake-up call to invest more in that. I think the fact that we lose focus sometime and we get digressed, we start thinking of things which are not priority to be priority.
Right.
But I think sometimes it's a gentle reminder that, listen, focus on your well-being, your mind space, and everything else will follow. I think that's the biggest learning that I had.
Yeah.
As an individual also, I've always believed in 4-5 key things as a principle in my life. One, of course, is thankfulness, being grateful for whatever I have. I think, sort of constantly being grateful for whichever path I've traversed, and wherever I am right now, I'm all eternally grateful for that. For somebody higher up who's actually pulling the strings and making sure things happen right.
And who is really taking care of you, who
Taking
really
care
loves
of
you
me.
there.
That's right,
So
yeah.
that you're still here.
Exactly. So I'm great, eternally
Yeah.
thankful for that as well, that somebody's been watching, and there are so many people who watched me, sort of, and helped me get out of those tough times as well. Second, I always believe that meditation is something which I practice regularly every single day, to be able to connect back with myself, to ensure that my mental wellness is in the right place. So that's something which I religiously do now. Exercise is what I stopped doing.
वो हम लोग सब कर लेते हैं, छोड़ देते हैं कि ठीक है,
Yeah,
हम अच्छे हैं.
exactly. I think movement of any sort is very, very important. whether you are investing in yoga or any cardio, weightlifting, any form of movement, I think that's non-negotiable. Especially when you are at a certain age, it becomes even more important. So you can't have a single day going without actually, sort of moving your body in the right direction and making sure, your muscles and nerves and everything else is getting the right amount of oxygen.
all nutrition, all nutrition is provided to them.
Yeah. And lastly, I always look for inspiration, whether it's work or in my personal life. I always look for inspiration. Most of the inspiration comes from nature, from people around me, from my family, from my friends. Well, I mean, again, also looking at my own journey of, sort of self-inspiration also, and saying that, hey, listen, I think I should also acknowledge
Yeah.
the fact that
I've come
I
a
have
long
come a
way.
long way, and I'm really proud of what I was able to achieve. So I think inspiration from nature, for me, that itself is like how nature like really pleases your senses, or actually sort of relaxes you, or how it really helps you in sort of actually being helping you in your self-realization journey. I think inspiration is everywhere around us.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Wherever you
and
want to
I-
take it from.
absolutely, and I think that I constantly ask myself, what's my inspiration for the day? What's new that I'm going to do at my work? What's new that I'm going to do at my personal space? How can I make an impact in the society at large? So all of that, I think inspiration really helps you keep going, because after that, after a certain age, it's about sort of what do you live for?
True that.
When you've achieved a certain thing or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
you were like,
what
what
is
do
the
you live for?
purpose?
Yeah.
Ah.
So you have to look for inspiration and to be able to inspire others in various ways.
That's what our show is all about.
Yeah,
And you are doing that also.
right.
Yeah. So we are coming to the end where we talk about inspiration, which you've already spoken. I have some questions still left for you. Your journey has been phenomenal, I would say. A very different journey, a very struggling one, happy one. ऐसे ऊपर spikes ऐसे से गए, ठीक है? So, which has been your toughest phase, Pallavi, in your journey?
It's a very, very interesting question, because if you look at a professional like me, you would think that, hey, I mean, sort of, I'm sure it must be a new job, or
yeah.
sort of getting back and stuff. But for me, the toughest job has been actually maybe having my kids.
Having your kids.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of and it's been like really, really tough, because when you think of sort of women at large, a lot of them, everybody will have a story as far as their sort of childbirth is concerned,
right?
And everybody will have
pregnancy के पहले अच्छी
and a lot of them will have very happy stories. A lot of them will have like tricky stories. But mine was a very tough story, and especially when it came to my second one, because it wasn't an easy pregnancy at all. And it was easy till 5th month. And I definitely want to share this with you, because I still remember it was my 5th month, that scan that I was supposed to do. And I had gone to the scan center as usual, saying that, hey, listen, and I had a wonderful trip planned after that. And I was like, okay, listen, scan ho gaya, and then, probably the last trip, and then after that, only once the child is born and stuff. So I was planning to go to Coorg, and everything was like, sort of perfect.
Sorted out.
And I go for the scan, and they're just scanning and scanning and scanning, and I'm like so thoroughly bored, and I'm like, listen, what the hell is happening? I mean, this is normally a 5-minute job, and you're just keeping me holding here, sort of that kind of a thing. And then she says that, listen, we are a little worried, because we feel that the child could be Down syndrome child.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and this was 5th month, and I was like literally in shock, and I was like thinking to myself that, how do I cope with this? Sort of.
You can't go back and terminate also at the 5th month also, yeah.
No, and then after that was multiple tests after test, and it was like a traumatic next few months.
But then why did they think that? Because Vedant to बिल्कुल मस्त इंसान है. Why did the doctors think that at that
So
time?
I have no idea. I mean, sometimes this God has plans for that. I don't know what the plan
बाहर
was.
नहीं जाना था, घर में आराम करो.
Yeah, or whatever the plan was, or maybe I just had to go through this phase. I think it was just a life phase which was predestined.
To the final months,
Not really. I think that was not the end. So we did multiple tests. They do this amniotic fluid test and this and that, and sort of you would know it better than me. But we did multiple tests, and then they said that sort of there could be some issue with the child, all of that. And I still remember my doctor. She's sitting across the table. I don't want to name. It is a very, very popular hospital, a very popular gynecologist, and we're sitting across the table, and she's telling me, I would still recommend that you terminate the pregnancy.
At that month.
And this
How
was
can
this
that
was
happen? That
and
is
this
not
was
allowed.
almost sixth month.
that is not
Because
allowed.
next 1 month was spent in actually just doing tests. So this was at the end of sixth month. She's telling that, listen, I would still think that you should terminate the pregnancy.
You can't do that also.
And legally, of course, and it harms me as well.
Yeah.
And she's going on, and she's just telling me that, listen, even if a child is born, you remember you've seen kids, those guys, people in circus. He could end up something like that, and I'm like teary-eyed, sitting
How
there
can
like
anyone talk like that to
crying and not knowing what to do, and it was a very, very tough time. Yeah. So she was telling me ways and means by which I could terminate the pregnancy, though it was illegal at that point of time, and again it could have harmed me and the child phenomenally. It could have actually been life-threatening to me as well. And I must give it to my ex-husband and my family at that point of time, that they were like, sort of, if the child is dwarf, we'll go and live in Africa, or sort of whatever needs to be done, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. But at this point of time, I think the family, all of us were very clear that they didn't want to jeopardize my life and put me at risk. And again, we didn't want to listen to the doctor. We wanted to completely go with the faith.
Did you change the doctor?
I had to change the doctor
Very
because
good.
this negativity was not really
No,
helping me at all. And we immediately changed the doctor. We went and signed up for a new hospital, a new doctor, with a fresh perspective. My file was like as thick at that point of time with so many tests that I had done. And the new doctor, the only condition was no more tests. It will just be next 3 months of it is already 6th month. It'll only be belief and faith. And I really, I think I just believed that there's someone out there watching. I mean, as I mentioned, I'm already a very deeply spiritual person. So I just believed the fact that, everything is going to be happy and normal and all of that.
And here we are.
And I prayed and I was blessed with a beautiful baby boy.
Amazing. I have met Vedant. It is like, I was so surprised. Ye to story aapko pata hi nahi.
Yeah. So it is like, and great ABGA scores, that's what the doctors look for and all that. He was just preemie. He was just like really tiny. And it was, I mean, sort of like very, very, I mean, I would just call him a preemie baby, but, and that was it. And I think I look back and I'm like, why did I have to go through all that? But sometimes, sort of there is a journey that you have to take to get something in life. Absolutely. And I'm just so grateful that I didn't listen to the doctors and I just believed that,
a good path was shown by changing the doctor, and at least
that's right.
If you would have stayed with that doctor, I don't know how the mental condition would be. Maybe you would have gone to a different extent also. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. But the fear and all of that which I went through was like really, I think
कभी-कभी जिंदगी में जो होता है कोई reasons होता है जो हम अभी नहीं समझ पाते हैं, बहुत बाद में समझते हैं.
Yeah. But I think spirituality is something which has helped me in that phase as well, even in the other phases. Also, yeah. So
yes,
I think
we all are actually, as we age, I would say, we turn towards those things which we thought, in the young days, कि हाँ ठीक है ऐसे ही है.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So there is a power out there which is beyond all of us. When the more powerful you think you are, there is a humbling thing which comes your way, and sort of like humble down and be more than anything else.
They learned it more than
For me, I've always like sort of I just wanted a healthy normal baby, and like the fact that I opted for a second one was itself like a big step for me. That sort of in the times where people have already one child, I was I had the courage to
go through the process again.
Yeah. But I'm just so grateful to have Vedant, my boy, in my life, and
very
he's a beautiful child.
Very sweet kid. Yeah. So coming back, very. Trust me, it's an eye opener for everyone also.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Coming back to this now, you are now still traversing your journey. You have not completed a journey. Complete तो हम तब कहते हैं जब हम चले जाते. We are still traversing our journey. Now, what advice I would say would you give to two people? Okay, I have two questions. One is, normally in our society we have a lot of single moms. There are many people, but half the people hide being a single mom. They feel, oh my God, it's my fault, and कुछ जबकि गलती उनकी नहीं होती, but still the society judges them, everyone judges them, and they don't rise to the career as they're supposed to rise because of their own inhibitions, not
Yeah.
about anyone else's
That's
inhibitions.
right.
So what advice would you have for those people? And the second, I'll ask you when you answer this.
Okay. I think a lot of people need to, especially single moms or people who are on break, trying to come back. One is, I think we have to let go of this inhibitions that we have, that, sort of we are having any kind of a doubt, self-doubt, or any kind of an imposter syndrome that will I be able to do this job? Will I be able to do this? I think the self-belief is very important. I think first of all, you need to believe in the capabilities that you've grown up with. Second, we have to create an ecosystem for ourselves where you are able to actually do justice to your family and to the work that you're taking up. So I think that ecosystem creation is very important, to be able to have the right support system, whether it's paid support, unpaid support, whatever it takes. But I think that having that ecosystem has to be right. And third, more importantly, realize organizations or places where you can work who understand and appreciate these things, these nuances, these conditions. So I think that's the three important things that I would
Absolutely.
like to
Bang
call
on.
out.
And the second question is, what advice will you give to anyone, be it a man or a woman, who is planning to enter into the corporate side and into the field of marketing?
Yeah, marketing is a very interesting profession. I think a lot of people jump into marketing think it's all glamorous, sort of it's just either being behind the cameras or, sort of just some nice creatives. Creativity is what marketing is all about. Not just creativity, it's also a lot of about business translation as well. As we normally say that there is an ROI attached to every marketing buck that you spend out there, right? So a lot of people get the wrong picture of marketing, thinking it's all just like easy and stuff. But I think first is to understand what marketing is in totality. And a lot of people come and say that, hey, they want to do the good part about marketing, but not the tough part, where you actually work on business translation. And as a marketer, I always keep looking for talent where they have the right kind of ROI translation. They are able to think like a business person as well. Marketing is an enabler of business. Marketing actually complements. There are organizations where marketing is a core function where there would be no brand without marketing, right? So brand building, all of that, like every facet of marketing has to help in business translation as well. And you have to always have the business hat when you look at any kind of a marketing.
So Pallavi, amazing journey, and I will not say that I will not say thank you for coming because you are a friend, and I automatically this we bonded as friends, but I also didn't know such depth of your story. Today I also learned a lot of things from you, and I would really pray that you continue on your spiritual journey and a healthy journey throughout.
Thank you very much, Preeti.
Growth तो तुम अपने आप कर लोगे. So on this one, people who come to our show don't go empty handed. हमें बचपन से ट्रॉफी मिलने की आदत है, तुम्हें तो है, लेकिन बड़ों में तुमको ट्रॉफी मिलती होगी शायद यहाँ पर. हाँ, recently I think you got the best marketeer award in your company. Yes. So here's a small trophy from Dog Diaries for you.
I really appreciate
Yes.
it. Thank you so much.
When anyone comes on our show, we give a small token of appreciation, and anyone who comes on our show, don't go empty handed. A small token again of appreciation from our side.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And it's got my name on it.
Yes. We make sure the name is written so that you put it on your shelf and you always remember कि हाँ एक show था जहाँ हम आए थे और जहाँ हमने अपनी बात करी.
I really appreciate it. It is beautiful being a part of this show, and more importantly, as you said, it's not easy to share your journey. Especially a lot of us grow up to be very personal, very private in this thing, and to be able to come out here and for having such a wonderful host who is able to sort of
thank you. That's why I say I don't know, I don't tell that, but I call my participants not participants but heroes because they have that courage to come. It's very easy to say हाँ मैं शो पे आ रहा हूँ, अपनी स्टोरी बोलना सबकी ताकत नहीं होती.
Yes.
And you have shown that courage. Thank you once again. Namaste.
Thank you very much.
So guys, now who did we meet today? We met a ma, we met a leader, and we met a fighter. A very, very emotional episode जहाँ पर I also felt that her story resonated with mine. She taught us many things. So Pallavi, a person who underwent very different scenarios in her life, didn't give up, but स्ट्राइव अहेड कि नहीं मुझे करना है फॉर हर सेल्फ, फॉर हर चिल्ड्रन एंड टू शो द सोसाइटी कि इवन व्हेन यू बिकम अ सिंगल मॉम और कोई भी मुश्किल आए जिंदगी में, डोंट गिव अप, go ahead, the world will be there with you and you will achieve success later. So on this note, guys, if you liked our episode, shower all your love on all our episodes and keep watching for more because picture to abhi baki hai mere dost. Har har Mahadev.